We see and feel the impact of Indian self-reliance throughout the state of California and across San Diego County every day. One of the most important ways is through the creation of tens of thousands of jobs.
The tremendous impact the tribes have throughout the entire state is something they don't get enough credit for. The millions of dollars they share each year with charities, the arts, and other vital community organizations is a direct result of the tribe's genuine spirit of wanting to help others. Tribes are literally helping us save lives.
Our friends like Saquon and others who come forward and provide financial support really make the difference in allowing us to do all of the things that we need to do.
It's a sense of pride and a sense of immense happiness to be able to give back to the community, because we're only one generation away from government support.
We were very poor. The tribe was very poor, and what tribal gaming has brought to Viejas is a lot more than what we had in the past. There was a time we would get food from the food bank. I remember Channel 10 used to do Toys for Tots, and we'd go down and we'd pick up the toys and bring them back to the reservation.
We lived in not the best conditions. In the 80s, we got electricity in the 80s. We got water and indoor plumbing in the 80s when everybody else around us lived with indoor plumbing and electricity. We didn't have that.
The problem was back in the day is that we didn't have the funds to provide adequate medical benefits for our people, to provide housing, infrastructure. Always was a problem.
In those days, there was little to no economic opportunity, and there just wasn't much employment and wasn't much going on at all on the reservation.
When Saquon started with a high-stakes bingo operation in 1983, it wasn't something that was easily accepted or approved. A lot of the tribal members at the time thought that it was something that might not succeed.
Nobody knew what gaming was going to bring to our tribe. There were uncertainties out there. Our people decided to take that risk head on.
The effort to establish tribal gaming was a long, hard-fought battle. But tribes showed unwavering unity and resilience in order to achieve self-reliance and change California's state constitution.
A lot of our elders, they have proven that it was through hard work and dedication. Nothing was given to the tribes. They had to fight for it tooth and nail. It was a fight to get Indian gaming established to the industry it is today.
Now we see self-reliance positively impacting lives in so many ways.
We were able to get health care. We were able to pay for daycare and education and many things that the tribal members never knew before. We're able to do that now.
Tribal gaming has given us a resurgence in our culture, a revival of our language. We now pay for college for our children, any college that they want to attend.
Prior to the success and growth of Indian gaming, tribes are almost fully, if not 100%, dependent on the federal government. And that is a place where you do not want to be, especially with the current climate, and there's a lot of proposed cuts to government agencies that provide a lot of services for Native Americans in this country.
There's still a lot of work to do out there. We're trying to do our part. I would just hope that we can continue down this path for years to come and make a better place for everybody.
Self-reliance is improving the lives of Native Americans while creating over 60,000 jobs and billions of dollars for California's economy. Tribes now have the resources to operate their governments, provide for their people, donate millions of dollars every year to help others, and provide services that benefit entire communities.
Tribal government gaming is very different than commercial gaming operations, and how we are able to provide the programs and resources for our members, and how over 90+% of our employees are non-Indian, and how over 90+% of our fire department and police service calls are off reservation.
The community really benefits because we're out there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, both tribal police and fire departments. We respond to emergency calls throughout the county.
It stems back for how we are taught as Indian people and what we do. We try and make the community better.
You can't forget where you came from.
Tribal gaming revenues also help support non-gaming tribes through a dedicated revenue sharing program, ensuring that charity does begin at home.
We just opened last year, so we know what it was like to live all these years as a recipient of the Revenue Sharing Trust Fund and in poverty before the Revenue Sharing Trust Fund came. So to be able to help other tribes and help the surrounding community, it just fills us with a sense of pride.
I think it's important for the citizens of California to realize there's approximately 110 tribal nations in the state of California alone. Only a small percentage of those reservations have gaming. The gaming tribes that are successful today are trying to do what they can to help the tribes that don't have the resources. We're doing our small part, not only for our brothers and sisters on the reservations, at the same time we're giving to the greater good of San Diego and throughout California as well.
There's over 550 federally recognized nations that were descended from tribes that were here before the United States government was established. Only about 20% of those 500 tribes are operating businesses that are able to fully support, or the majority support, their tribal governments.
Revenue sharing is only one of the many ways tribes support one another.
A lot of tribes support common causes across the nation that might not just benefit the specific tribe, but they are supporting other tribes that are in need. Dakota Access Pipeline was a great example. That pipeline wasn't coming through San Diego County, but still San Diego County tribes were able to support that national effort.
We strive for everybody to learn about Indian gaming and see the benefits from it.
I believe that we see the positive impacts of self-reliance and Indian government gaming every day. Community outreach, cultural events, health, education, police and fire. These things are all possible through Indian gaming.
It really works, and the tribes are helping out everywhere that we can.
We hope we can make it a better place for everybody to live, to prosper, to have a better life. That's our goal. That's the way of our people. That's the way we survive. I hope the citizens, I hope everybody else in the state of California will come to realize that we need to all do this together. That's how this is going to make a better place for everybody.
Well, we see great things happening every day when we work together, not just for the benefit of tribal communities, local communities, but for the entire state of California. When we work together, we're able to accomplish great things.